The Knicks postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. Knicks and Rockets, what a game tonight from MSG. Jalen Brunson goes for 42 and 10. Amen Thompson of the Rockets, triple-double with 25, 11, and 11. But Brunson scores 11 of the final Knicks 13 points, 42 and 10. First time all year in the regular season that he's gone for at least 40 and had 10 assists in the same game. And the Knicks prevail with a monster fourth quarter and beat the Rockets 124 to 118. Great to have you with us here, Bill Pidto, along with Wally Szczerbiak. We're going to talk to Karl-Anthony Towns here in a couple of moments. The Knicks were down by 11 after 3, Wally. They won the fourth quarter 46-29. How'd they do it?
Well, Jalen Brunson, that's how they did it. How good is Jalen Brunson? How clutch is Jalen Brunson? Made all the big plays in that fourth quarter. The team just found themselves, got a few key stops that they really needed. This Houston team is legit. They are a contender in the West. They're a little undermanned. They have a lot of athleticism and size. And the Knicks found a way to grind out a win against a team that came in here looking for business and looking to get a win. That was one of the best wins of the season because it took heart, it took effort, it took grind, and that was big time.
And no OG Anunoby.
That's right.
With Anunoby as a Knick, the Knicks are now 14 and 14. They're 52 and 20 when he plays. They were able to win. Houston looked a bit shorthanded, but the Knicks were able to prevail, outscoring the Rockets, Wally, in that fourth quarter, 46-29.
46 points in the fourth quarter. I mean, that is incredible. That's when the defense normally ratchets up. Jalen Brunson did whatever he wanted in that fourth quarter. That floater cuts it to 2. Karl-Anthony Towns, a lot of hacking and whacking on that one. He gets the and one. Finally, the Knicks break through. They take a 109-108 lead. But Jalen Green, man, he can score. He's not afraid of the moment. He knocks that jumper down. Lead goes back to Houston, and then Mikal Bridges thought he could have taken the 3 on that possession, but he takes the 2. How about Jalen Brunson just getting wherever he wants? Knicks up 1 at that point, and Amen Thompson, a little miscommunication, leads to that easy bucket. But how about beast mode right there? Jalen Brunson taking Amen Thompson, who has 5 inches on him at least, in the post. That big 3 off the Tari Eason switch, that was the game right there. And then the Rockets did not have a closer. And you see the difference between the Knicks and the Rockets. Brunson used to closing games. The Rockets didn't have anyone to get buckets down the stretch.
All right, well, a game summary. A couple of things that don't normally happen. The Knicks winning when they shoot so poorly from 3, 6 for 26. And they win even though they were outboarded 50-40. Despite those 2 numbers going the Rockets' way, it's the Knicks who win it by 6. We're now here with Karl-Anthony Towns. Carl, thank you for dropping by. Congrats on a great game. You guys had the best quarter you've had all season, any quarter. You guys scored 46 points in the fourth quarter. How'd you do that?
We hit shots. I mean, simple as that. Just this team, man, we just found a way. You know, night wasn't going well for us, including myself, and we was in a funk, and we just found a way to, at the end, just fight, just keep fighting and finding a way, and we found a way to win tonight.
What makes them so challenging to play against?
I mean, you know, they're talented, very talented, young, athletic. They run, you know, and they got, like I said again, talent. And we just found a way to win, man. Cap was special, and at the end, and our team just fought to the end, and that's why we got this win.
So you guys finish up this homestand 4-1 against some of the top teams in the West. What does winning 4 of these 5 say about you guys?
You know, we're just playing the game. You know, we're going to find a way to win at all costs, and our crowd and our fans has been amazing and supporting us and being there for us when, you know, when we have those lulls. So it's great that we've been able to play this way. I know we've been told that we haven't got any statement wins, so we found a way here in front of our fans to get some.
Well, this was a nice one. Thanks for dropping by, and congrats on a great game.
Oh, appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Wally, so Brunson had 17 in the fourth quarter, and Karl-Anthony Towns had 11 of his 22 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he's been struggling with that thumb, but at the same time, he found a way to will his way to a couple huge buckets in that fourth quarter. He had the size and strength advantage. He had little guys under him all game long, but he just took his time, got his legs settled, overpowered the Rockets.
Rockets undersized, except for Steven Adams.
Right, very undersized. They tried to guard him with a smaller guy. When that three went down, I was like, finally. He had been struggling mightily after that thumb injury with the threes, knocks down that big three. And he plays with a lot of heart, plays with a lot of humility in that interview. That's what the Knicks fans love about Karl Anthony Towns. He's a great player, he's a superstar, but he admitted, I didn't have it going tonight, but we found a way to win. And that's what great players do. They find a way to help their team win, even when they're not playing at their peak level.
Jalen Brunson was at his peak level.
Yes.
42 points, 10 assists. He had 13 points in the first half, and then it was lights out in the second half.
Yeah, he was incredible. And I knew he was going to step up with no OG Anunoby. He has to do a lot with Anunoby out of the lineup, and he took over that fourth quarter like he knows he can do. And you can see Knicks have two bona fide superstars that are going to the All-Star game in 2 weeks. It's going to be a lot of fun to go watch those guys out there in San Fran, too.
I asked Karl Anthony Towns about the significance of going 4-1 against these elite teams from the West here on this homestand. What do you think?
Well, he said statement wins, definite statement wins. I think every win in the National Basketball Association is a statement win. They're not easy to get. So you bank them whenever you can get them. But these wins at home, electrifying the crowd, it's been a fun month and a fun homestand so far.
All right, let us now say hello to Monica McNutt. She helped call the game, as always, on the radio on ESPN New York. Monica, how about the captain tonight?
Yeah.
Spectacular.
Fantastic performance. First 40 and 10 regular season double-double. Just answering the call when it was needed most. But I also want to give Karl Anthony Towns some credit in terms of that as well, because he had 11, or I believe he had 10 through the first three quarters and scored 12 in that fourth quarter, and that was huge. But when it comes to Jalen Brunson, to me, as important as the baskets were, also the defense. You cannot ignore the defense. And in fact, Mikal Bridges told us post-game that similar to what Jalen Brunson said to Alan Hahn, it was about this team's togetherness and about challenging one another to step up defensively, to lock in on the scout. And when they did that in the fourth quarter, the stops combined with the timely scoring of one Jalen Brunson, who finishes with a monster 42 points tonight, allow them to slow the pace and slow the Rockets and ultimately get what I would describe as a very, very gritty win here at Madison Square Garden.
Monica, how did the Knicks score 46 points, most in a quarter all season long, in the fourth quarter against a really good defensive team down the stretch?
Well, Wally, one thing that jumped out to me is they were plus 12 in paint scoring. They had 80 points in the paint tonight. And so I think a lot of that fourth quarter scoring was from the paint, because Lord knows they could not buy a three tonight, but sometimes that happens, and that's fine. But I think a lot of it was in the paint. And then you look at it, fast break points. They finished with 17 fast break points as well. And so to me in the fourth, they were able to flip the script on the Rockets and take advantage of the things that the Rockets typically do well. They want to play fast, they want to score in the paint. Well, the Knicks defense slowed things down just enough so that they could capitalize and muck up the half-court sets for the Rockets, and they could get out and get some easy baskets, because offense for them was tough to come by in the full half-court sets as well.
Monica, Wally's going to be going to Toronto. He's going to be on the radio tomorrow night. Do you think he remembered his passport or not?
I got it.
Pidto, come on now. Why are you trying to put folks' mishaps?
You know, I'm a veteran of this league.
Come on, Wally.
I traveled to Toronto every single year, once, sometimes twice. I know.
There you go.
Wally is Wally, but he's on point.
Check out the MSG family thread, by the way, Monica. I got him.
Monica, as always, we appreciate it. Talk to you soon.
Sounds good.
All right. Jalen Brunson, as we mentioned, first time in his career in the regular season, he's gone for at least 40 points and 10 assists in the same game.
You're going to make sure Jalen has his passport, too? Because the Knicks are going to need him up in Toronto, north of the border. What a performance. Just outstanding stuff. And now he's got to ratchet it up again tomorrow night up in Canada.
All right. When we come back, post-game comments from Knicks coach Tom Thibodeau. 50 games in already.
Yeah.
Knicks now 33-17. His post-game comments coming up.
The Knicks postgame show is presented by Audi. Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer today.
Welcome back, everyone. The Knicks with 46 points in the fourth quarter come back and beat the Rockets 124-118. Back now from the Corner 3, presented by Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. Tomorrow night, the Knicks are on the road at Toronto. It's their first significant road trip in terms of travel since early January. And with a win, they will complete a perfect season series against the Raptors. They would be a perfect 4-0 against Toronto if they're able to win. Time now to listen to the postgame comments from Knicks coach Tom Thibodeau, as always, presented by Chase.
Coach, you started the fourth, down 11. Could you talk about how you grinded out this win and Jalen's performance?
Yeah, and you have to win games different ways. We knew it would be that type of game, the physicality, playing small, the aggressiveness of it, and then we got in a hole, but we found a way to win, and I love the way we responded in the fourth quarter. Whatever it was going to take, we were going to do, and so the hustle plays, Jalen making big shots, Josh hustle plays, Mikal was unbelievable. We had a lot of guys step up. I thought our bench gave us good minutes. Cat was aggressive, and we needed it. You just got to find ways to win games, and don't let anything break us. Just keep fighting. Yeah, and it's all part of it. I think there's going to be a physicality to the game. Sometimes things don't go your way, then you got to make them go your way. So don't let that deter you from trying to win the game, and move on to the next play, and have a determination that, okay, whatever it is that we have to do to win, that's what we're going to do. So, and oftentimes it changes with a hustle play. Maybe it's a steal, a deflection, an easy basket, and that gets everyone going. And so, and that's basically what we did. And the challenges keep coming. So we have to be ready for a Toronto team that's playing very well right now.
This game is very much a game of runs, and you've talked about in the past about how shot making has impacted your guys' defense, but it didn't necessarily seem like that today. Have you seen growth in that department over the last few weeks?
Yeah, and again, so we're going through an adjustment, obviously, with OG out, different guys stepping in. I thought Precious gave us, his defense helped a lot just because of the switchability that we have with him. And they have a number of guys that have great quickness that can go off the dribble, right? And so you have to build your shell, and when we build our shell, we're pretty good.
Does it ever get old for you to just watch Jalen get 15 in the fourth, but all of them were in the last half of the quarter? Does it ever get old for you to just kind of watch him take over a game?
Yeah, no, well, and that's the beauty of his game, is whatever the game needs. And obviously, I think that the start of the fourth was really good. He got a little bit of a rest there, and the bench guys, Cam and Deuce, and those guys gave us it was a big lift, and then that gave him his rest, and he came back with energy, and then there was a determination by everybody out there to get it done. So there was great communication. There was hustled. People were connected, and when that happens, good things come from that.
What did you think of Mikal's defense on Jalen Green's?
Yeah, and again, he's a tough cover, and a guy like that, we knew he would be featured a lot more with the guys that were out. And a lot of those pick and rolls are transition type pick and rolls where you have to get your pick and roll coverages intact right away, and if he gets just a crack, he can hurt you. And so the thing I love about Mikal is a guy he can score, and he's going to come back the next time and do it over and over again, and he never gets discouraged. And sometimes we may fall short, but it's not going to be from a lack of effort. And his willpower to do it over and over again is special, and we need that.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Coach, they're talking about Mikal Bridges, 22 points while he was a plus 29. Led the Knicks in plus-minus tonight.
Yeah, he does everything out there. His offense was sorely needed with no OG Anunoby out there on the floor. Defensively, he's guarding Jalen Green. He's guarding Amen Thompson. He's guarding the toughest player on every team every single night, fighting through multiple screens every time down the floor. He's the guy that's getting cracked by a pick every time. And normally it's from Karl Anthony Towns' guy, who's a big guy. So it's not easy what he does. Just an outstanding performance. And, Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, they knew they had to step up their game. Josh Hart made some big plays in that fourth quarter, too. And the three Villanova guys really brought it tonight to pull out a big-time win.
You always say every win is important, but when you look at this one, the third best team in the West. Rockets are athletic and tough. They have interchangeable wings. They're up by 11 coming into the fourth quarter, and the Knicks end up blowing them out in the fourth quarter. I mean, this was, look, they've won 33 games. This is in the upper echelon of significant wins, I think, don't you?
A huge win. Ime Udoka has done a great job with this team, just infusing his toughness, his culture into young guys like that. It takes time, and they've really adapted. They're 32-17. I thought that was a big play at the end of the third quarter to extend that lead to 11, because that's a big lead going into the fourth quarter. But the inexperience showed with the Houston Rockets. That's the one thing about the Rockets. No Van Vliet, no Şengün. Those are two veterans on their team that can get buckets when you need a bucket. Şengün was tough to stop in that first meeting. The Knicks had no answer for him in the post. So they didn't really know where to go to get points. And as a result, the Knicks, I thought, did a really good job of when they got stops, not just holding the ball, they pushed the ball up the floor. In the fourth quarter, that's how you get to 46 points, by pushing the ball and not holding it, attacking in transition.
Knicks in action again tomorrow night. They'll be at Toronto. We got the pregame for you at 7, game at 7:30. Knicks beat the Rockets tonight. Mikal Bridges had 22. Here he is after the game with Alan Hahn.
Mikal, talk about that fourth quarter and the performance, not just by the team, but also by Jalen.
Yeah, man, I think just getting stops. We locked in down there, and then we was pushing and getting going, and JB was locked in and, doing what he does, so, helped us.
The game like gets that physical. Sometimes you can get easily frustrated by that kind of physicality. What was the difference for the team's mentality with that?
Be physical back. I think that's the same thing. So they physical, be physical too. So I think we were, and another step for us, and we continue to keep trying to get better.
How's the ankle doing?
We're good. We're good.
How important is it showing like this, even without OG in the lineup?
Yeah, it's good, man. Especially when our guys go down, one of our key guys. So just next man up. That's why we have the bench we have, the team we have, and everybody's ready. We just hold down until he gets back.
What was your mindset for the matchup against Jalen? He did a good job of just deterring him from getting to the rim and just staying resilient, even though he was getting some of his baskets. Just what was your approach?
Just be aggressive and, just play smart. Like I said, I always got 4 teammates behind me to help me. So it was never one-on-one, just trying to do my job, follow scout, and just play hard.
At this point, do you expect Jalen in the fourth quarter just to do what he does and go nuclear? He had 17 in the fourth.
Yeah, man, when we need it. He's always going to be there and do that. And they're going to keep letting him play one-on-one, and we're going to let him doing that. So.
Is it tough in matchups like these? Obviously, it's such an athletic team when they're running up and down.
Mm-hmm.
And it is physical to kind of play almost like a tennis match where you guys are going to go back and forth and you guys play up-tempo. How do you decide in a game like that when to slow down, when to kind of match tempo or create your own?
I think we just try and play fast no matter what, and then there's times to slow down. But I think we just try and go out there and hoop and play fast and play for one another. So I think now obviously the fourth quarter when it slows down and each possession is valuable. But other than that, throughout the whole game, just trying to keep going. They're switching 1 through 5. It's just trying to play hard and fast.
This was a 5-game stretch against the top teams in the Western Conference. You went 4-1. What did you think of the team's performance during this stretch?
Good, man. I think we're just learning, more time together, and also learn from other teams and picking up habits. I think just, playing against Kings and how fast they play, helped us play faster. Physical teams like Houston, helps us play physical. So just, learning, what we can do better, outside of, practice and everything, going against teams and, taking from that as well.
Yeah. Well, you made the point earlier. I think it's worth bringing up again. Mikal Bridges is always guarding the best perimeter player on the other team.
Yeah.
And yet he's still been able to put up points.
Well, you have to not let that affect your offense. You have to attack, especially when you're guarding the best player. You want to make them defend also. That's very important to keep that player on his toes and on his heels. But what he does on a nightly basis, dealing with all those screens
and all
that
the
are
minutes
coming,
he plays.
And all the minutes, I know, it's a lot. You obviously have OG Anunoby that can help out, guarding a great wing or perimeter guy like a LeBron James, even though he got hurt last game. But Bridges is normally on the best player and leading scorer like Jalen Green tonight.
All right, so Bridges played the D and also scored 22. Knicks beat Houston tonight, 124-118. We'll have a look ahead when we come back after this. So 4 more games until the All-Star break at Toronto tomorrow night. Home against Boston Saturday, then a back-to-back against the Pacers and the Hawks, and then it is the All-Star break. We will wrap up the show right after this. Wrapping up the post-game show, we are on again tomorrow night. Knicks are in Toronto to take on the Raptors. Pre-game at 7. We'll have the game for you at 7:30. You can also stream our coverage on MSG Plus now on the Gotham Sports app. Want more than just a post-game show? Link your eligible TV subscription to stream Knicks games free or subscribe today in the Gotham Sports app. Just go to gothamsports.tv to learn more.